What's up, YouTube? It's Heavy Brown here. So I got another thing broken on my truck, what do you know? But before we get into that, can we take a look at all this beautiful work I've done? Ooh, look at this custom grill. Yeah, I painted that. It's my custom camo. Of course, the size is wrong because I ordered it off frickin' Amazon. And more camo accents. Yeah, them be camo toe hooks. Damn. Okay, camo toe hooks. Oh yeah. And more camo accents. Oh, damn, right there. Yep, and even a nice little 6.0 right at the back, baby. Yeah. So, I'm going black and camo, obviously. So, back to what the hell's wrong with this. So, my starter went, and my starter is shit out, and I need to replace it. So, we're gonna get right into it. First of all, when dealing with anything electrical hooked up right to the battery, what do? We gotta unplug the batteries. So let's get in there and do that. Boop, 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 boop. So for my Ford 6.0, boys, it's probably just an 8mm right here on the battery connectors. And then you just wanna unhook the battery. Don't forget about your other battery over here. You wanna make sure you get that cocksucker taken off. And you know, you don't have to do both ports, but I do, just to foolproof the system. Whenever you're working with electrical, it's better just to foolproof it and take both sides off, the positive and the negative, because then you don't gotta worry about nothing. There we go. That's off of there. There we go. So now, there's nothing hooked up to the battery, okay? Nothing hooked up to the battery on this side. Now we're free to play around knowing that we're not gonna frickin' die and electrocute ourselves. Our starter is over here. This is the passenger side of the vehicle. And the starter is up inside this wheel well. You can see it right there. So that's the starter right there. When I say that's the starter, I mean this thing, and then that's a part of it too, this little guy. So this little guy has the ports, which you see right here, that you connect to your, battery. So those go in straight out to the battery, and there's like a little positive and negative port on those. Something like a solenoid or some fucking bullshit. But then other than that, it's just, let me see here. This bolt, and this bolt, and then there's one more bolt back in behind there. I think they're all the same size. So really, for the starter, you're gonna have the 3 bolts that actually hold. It's kind of like a tube, one big tube and a smaller tube piece. You're gonna have 3 bolts that hold that whole thing in there, and then you're gonna have to hook up a positive, a negative, and a ground, and like that's it. You can buy like a plug and play, just stick it in there, and you'll be good to go. So it's actually like a super easy thing to do, is to get your get your starter going again, which is great because you're able to start your truck. So I'm gonna get in there, figure out what size they are, and then I'll show you what I find. So it seems that, oh boy, the first one, the 2 easy access bolts are 13s. Now I'm not sure if I should take off the electrical positive, negative, and the ground off first, which will be on the little small cylinder. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get these 2 first bolts off. There it is. So that's a 13. Oh my god, I almost dropped it on my face. That would have been fun, huh? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. After one large pull. And then I'm finger twisting it now. Jesus. That was almost too easy. Here we go, finger twisting. So there's one. Now the other guy, the next bolt up here, comes from the other side. I was going from this side, but now I have to switch her back and go from the other side. So I have determined that the best position to be in for this is just if you have a lifted truck, just sitting right against the tire and hunkering right over your leaf springs. Right now is a good time to look at. See that right there? This whole business, that is where it comes from the battery, and that is like the small cylinder of the starter. And these bolts that you see at the end here, there's a positive and a negative and a ground wire. So that wire right there goes boop, boop, boop. I'm going to the motor, boys, and goes straight to the battery. And then this is the starter. And then I'm taking off this big solenoid right there. And you can see right there my second bolt that I'm attempting to take off. And then way back there, I think you can see the tip of my third bolt just past the second bolt. So after I do those three, it'll just be sitting there with these three bolts, and I'll have to get those bolts off and then reconnect the wires to my new starter. And just like that, I have a phone call. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so here I am back in my lounger into the truck, and look at this. That is her. She's just hanging out there. I don't know, I probably wouldn't recommend just hanging it like this, but I'm just going to do it because it doesn't seem to be putting too much stress on anything really. But one thing that I noticed is the third bolt. The third bolt wasn't even on mine. See, there's a third bolt way back there. Third bolt hole. And whoever put this starter on didn't even have that third bolt in there. So, yeah, I guess it's probably really hard to get at that bolt, and they just said, fuck it, I'm not doing it. I guess is what happened. So, I'm going to try to do a better job than that person and get my third bolt on. But in the meantime, I'm going to get these connections, which are the only thing holding on my starter right now, right off. And the big one is a 14, and that other one looks like about a 12, and that's probably a 7. That's probably an 8, I imagine. So I should get those three bolts off, and then I should be good to go here. And guys, when taking off shit like this that's all rusty and hasn't been fucking done in a while, you should always have some fucking grease with you, some spray greaser, some liquid wrench. So I'm actually gonna go get some. Now, the funny thing, as I get back into my throne here, oh, where's my balls? Right in my balls. You know, a lot of stress is unnecessary. Like, you know, the stress of doing this repair. You know, I could have paid for someone to do this. That would alleviate unnecessary stress. Okay, now the key to this move is not to drop the starter on my dick. Ow! Ugh. Oh, this is a heavy fucking thing, man. So, that's pretty much it with getting it off. Those two cables right there came off each one, and then the third connector right here just kind of connects down into itself. So I took off my starter, and my bud Boost Pablo is out, and he's grabbing me a new starter. So for now, I'm just gonna relish in the nice job well done, and wait for my new part to get here. I'm gonna go take a piss too, because I gotta pee. Peace.